Indiana Jones. The name alone evokes treasure, danger, Nazis melting like microwave cheese, and Harrison Ford punching history in the face. And now, Disney wants to reboot it. Because nothing says creative bankruptcy like slapping a fedora on Pedro Pascal and pretending we won't notice. All right, sit down for this one. If you're standing, sit. If you're sitting, lie down. Because what I'm about to tell you might actually cause psychic damage. What's up, you nerds, you geeks, you degenerates, you beautiful people out there? Welcome back to The Critical Nerd. I'm your humble host, Chris. This is the only place on the internet where we treat pop culture like it's a crime scene. And today's victim? Indiana freaking Jones. That's right. Disney's decided in its infinite hubris that it's time to give the fedora another spin. Because nothing says we learned absolutely nothing from Dial of Destiny like rebooting Indy 2 years after the last one bombed harder than Mutt Williams' character arc. Buckle up. This is going to hurt. So here's the scoop. According to Geek Tyrant, Cosmic Book News, comicbook.com, Outkick.com, The Daily Mail, Joe Blow, World of Real, and a site called the Diz Insider, which sounds like a parody, but it's tragically real, Disney and Lucasfilm are planning to rest Indiana Jones before launching a full reboot. Because clearly the best way to honor a legacy is to immediately spit shine it, slap a new actor on it, and pretend that the last 40 years didn't happen. I mean, look, Dial of Destiny already torched $140 million. It turned Indy into a depressed old man, got outshined by Fleabag with a map, and made everyone wish they just stayed home and watched Raiders for the 47th time. But Disney? They saw that and went, you know what this franchise needs? Fresh coat of cringe. And now for the cherry on top. And these rumors just aren't what I would call insider rumors, but the fans actually want this too, surprisingly. I don't know how. As you can see here behind me from the Daily Mail. Disney wants Pedro Pascal as the new Indiana Jones. Yeah, that Pedro Pascal. You know, AKA The Mandalorian, Joel from The Last of Us, Mr. Fantastic, and possibly your Uber driver by the end of this sentence. Pedro Pascal is Hollywood's human duct tape. Studios keep slapping him on everything, hoping it'll hold together. But here's the thing. He's not Indiana Jones. He's not even Indy in the hipster sense. He's just there now. Unless this reboot is titled Indiana Jones and the Whispering PTSD Flashback, I don't see how this works. And don't get me wrong, Pedro's there. He's okay. He's got talent. But he's in so many franchises. It started to feel like a multiverse glitch. Soon it'll be Pedro Pascal as James Bond. Pedro Pascal is Batman. Pedro Pascal is Willy Wonka if Warner Brothers gets desperate enough. The man needs a nap. And this franchise needs a priest. So let me get something painfully clear here. You don't recast Indiana Jones. You just don't. That's like rebooting Jaws with a CGI shark voiced by Chris Pratt. It's like replacing Rocky with Zac Efron. You can do it, but you shouldn't. And everyone will hate you. Harrison Ford is Indiana Jones. The whip, the hat, the deadpan one-liners, the grumpy boomer energy. That's all him. You strip that away, and all you've got is a cosplay version from Party City. You need a reminder? It's called Solo, a Star Wars story. You know that little film where someone else tried to play Han Solo? And the world collectively shrugged and moved on? Yeah, that. Indy's not James Bond. He's not a role, he's a guy. He's a crusty fedora-wearing, snake-hating icon who punches fascists and grumbles through every line. And we love him for it. Let's not kid ourselves here. The issue isn't Pedro Pascal. It's the system. Disney doesn't create anymore. They cannibalize. They bought Lucasfilm for $4 billion back in 2012 and have been doing Weekend at Bernie's with IP ever since. Star Wars, Willow, Indiana Jones, all stripped for parts. And now they're taking Indy and running it through the modern audience machine. You know what that means? Lectures on colonialism, a self-loathing Indy apologizing for his privilege, and a sidekick who hosts a podcast called Artifact Justice. Title prediction: Indiana Jones and the Problematic Past. 2 hours of returning stolen relics while emotionally processing white guilt. Now, could this reboot work? Maybe. I mean, there's been a decent pitch floating around fandom. Indy finds the Fountain of Youth. Or I should say Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones finds the Fountain of Youth. Walks in, and Chris Pratt walks out. It's clean, it respects canon, and it gives a believable handoff. So, obviously, Disney's not going to do that. Instead, we'll get Indiana Jones and the Intersectional Idol, starring a snarky academic with a blue streak in her hair, a therapy support cat named Marks, and a whip made of hemp. The villain? Probably a straight white male with a British accent and a MAGA hat. You think I'm joking? I'm not. Mark my words. This reboot will flop, not because audiences can't handle change, but because Disney can't handle respect. Nostalgia without respect is just fan fiction with a marketing budget. And when it bombs, the access media will blame us, the fans, again. It'll be, we're toxic. We hate diversity. We don't want new ideas. No, we don't want bad ones. We don't want corporate rewrites of beloved stories that treat the original creators like inconvenient footnotes. So there you have it. The reboot nobody asked for, starring the actor everyone's already exhausted by, made by the studio who hasn't had an original thought since 2012. But hey, we'll always have the original trilogy, back when movies were made with guts, passion, and actual practical effects, not corporate synergy and algorithmic storytelling. Let me know in the comments, would you watch Pedro Pascal as Indy? Or are you already booking a one-way ticket to the Well of Souls to escape this reboot? Smash that like button, ring that notification bell, and if you want more breakdowns of Hollywood's latest necromancy projects, consider supporting the channel. Hit subscribe, it's free. Because unlike Disney, we actually care. And until next time, this is the Critical Nerd signing off, and remember, some franchises belong in a museum, and this reboot, seal it up next to the Ark. Critical Nerd, out.